Hey all you wonderful people. I wanted to put this at the beginning of this video because I was trying to find a way to keep water from pooling on my cover, and anybody that owns a boat cover knows that is an issue. There may be some fixes out there, I just haven't seen very many, and I thought I had it done. And I thought I had that PVC was in there, it was working great, it had a perfect angle, I had no water really collecting except in one or two spots, and I was going to fix that. And then we had the devil's breath hit us, and we had temperatures approaching 100 degrees. And in that high heat, this happened to all the PVC. It turned into a big, gnarly mess of PVC. I mean, and you'll see in the video, it was literally laying down. It had just said, I give up, it's too hot. So then I was back to square one. Well, I'd already edited the videos, getting them ready to post them. And I thought, well, I don't want to put these up and have somebody go, oh, that's a great idea, go out and buy all the materials, and then 3 or 4 weeks later, see a video saying, hey, don't do this, it doesn't work. So I'm going to say right now, don't do it, it doesn't work. What I'm going to show, but I'm only showing it, you can see my process, my thought process, what I did, what I'd hoped to accomplish, and I did accomplish it. I just don't have the right materials. What you'll see, I'm going to show this video, if you want to kind of scroll through it quickly just to kind of see what I did, how I did it, you know, what my thought process was, how it all ended up, and it did work. The problem is that PVC pipe at about 140 degrees basically just kind of melts. So I have some CPVC pipe now that's supposed to be good up to 200 degrees. Is it going to work? I don't know, but I'm already in a testing mode, and I'm preparing a video now to show that. So I'm going to try and show this all close together. So if you want to try this, you'll know the answer pretty quickly. But I'm doing this kind of introduction to this video just so you know, if you use PVC pipe in this, in the high heat, it's going to melt. If you live maybe in a cold area where it doesn't get much above 70 degrees, PVC is great. I live in Kentucky, and like I said, we were up in the high 90s, and I think some days in the sun like 102, 103 degrees. So there may be no plastic that holds up that, I don't know, but we have some hot temperatures coming next week up in the 90s. So I'm hoping that'll be a good test for the CPVC pipe. So I want to show this video. I've tried to shorten it down as much as I can so you see what I've done, the cuts I made, and kind of the thought process going up and down the boat of what I want to do, but the material I used was wrong. So if you have ideas, please put them in the comments, because I am looking actively for the right material. I'm going to try CPVC because that's what I found had the highest heat tolerance, or at least that I could find on the internet. And if you have other ideas, please put them in the comments, because I really want to solve this in an easy way where I can take it on, take it off, and go fishing. When I come home, put it back on and be done. If I were you, I would go through these things pretty quick just to see kind of what I did. The end result I've kind of already shown you, but you can see that for yourself because I show it in the boat. It looked pretty bad actually. And then hopefully this CPVC will hold up to the heat. So thanks for watching, and here's those videos I was talking about using the PVC to make a frame to hold the cover up. Something else I have to figure out, and this is the boat cover after the rain, and you can see there's this little pool, and no matter what I do, I always seem to get a pool somewhere. So right now my brain is working on how to figure out a way to make it easy to fortify underneath the cover. Just one more thing about having a boat you have to figure out is how to keep water from pooling on your cover. This has been my solution so far, and it's worked kind of okay, but you can see I've got, these are just outdoor furniture cushions. I've got my throwable life preserver. This was that little awning I talked about for one of the chaise lounges, which we don't use anymore. And then more outdoor furniture cushions, and that kind of works, but there's got to be a better way to do it. Well, hello all you wonderful people. I've got a boat project today. It hopefully won't take very long, about issues with the boat cover collecting water. Like it collects water here, collects water over there. You can kind of see where it does that. It collects water up here. It collects water here, but now I've made a change already. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. And then back here, these little areas right here collect water. Here's what my thought process was. I've got to find a way to create some kind of a frame under the cover that will keep the cover lifted up so the water just runs off. So here's what I'm going to do. I've thought about this for actually quite some time. This is the one I think is going to work the best. So I went to Lowe's and I got 4 of these PVC tubes. They're the 1/2 inch. And also I bought these T connectors. So hopefully, oh, and there's one other piece I'm going to show you up here when I take the cover off. I'm getting that close to my face. That's pretty scary. I'm going to show you this piece up here, which was kind of my test run of it. And they had a 5-foot piece of PVC that was perfect for what I needed up front there. There was a 5-foot already cut piece of 1/2 inch PVC. So what I did is I took it and I basically am trying to make a frame, and it fit just perfect across here, and that pushes this whole front end up. I'm going to do the exact same thing down the boat. I'm going to put a piece here. I'm going to put 2 pieces across here because this is the biggest area, and then I'm going to put 1 piece here. My boat has this lip that runs the whole boat right here. It's a perfect place to put those connectors, and it just locks right in there. This one up here has worked fine so far. I haven't had any rain yet, and it's supposed to rain this evening. That's why I want to get this done. So I will say, as always, come on with me and let's see what happens. So what I'm going to do, take a tube, I'm going to put one of these end pieces on it like so. Not glue it down yet because I don't know if it's even going to work. You know, if it doesn't work, I'm out 20 bucks or whatever, but no big deal. And then I'm just going to take this tube, and I need one back here, and I'm just going to try and measure, because I need to have an arc, but I can't have it too high because then the cover won't fit. I just hold my finger right there, so I know if I cut that, that's going to give me a nice little arc to lift the cover up right here and get these little pockets out of there where it holds water. I just have a little coping saw to cut it with. This is just PVC pipe. So nothing real precise, just trying to get this cut quick and easy that was. Now I'm going to put this end cap on it right here. Now I simply put this here, right about there, and right about there, and now I've got a little arc in the back end here to help hold the cover up, so when it rains it won't have those little pockets that form. It'll just run off the cover. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my end cap on like I did with the other one. Probably that should be a good hump in the middle there. I'm going to put it right about like that so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. That should hold that up. And one thing I noticed with this one up here, when I put it in, the heat will actually cause these tubes to stay in that kind of arc formation or arc shape, which is no big deal. It's just going to sit there, and then you'll have the weight of the cover on top of it to hold it down. So I'm just going to take my thumb and mark it right about there. Then I'm just going to cut it. And it cuts very easy. Try not to get plastic shavings in my boat. Next I will put, and it doesn't have to be perfectly straight or anything because this end cap's going on it, so that's fine. Put the end cap on, and then I'm just going to pick this tube and I'll put it here. I'm going to put it there. There you go. So there's another one done. But the other thing I want to do is I'm going to cut pieces off of this to put here and here to kind of give it a little more of a base to hold it. I don't think that'll come loose. It's got something coming out of here and here. It'll just give it a better base to hold it. And just putting on the T joint connector. Now my thought is, since this is such a wide area, and this is actually the biggest area that needs some support, is putting 2 of them here and then actually connecting them so that kind of support each other. So that's the idea, and then I just got to figure out the right arc. If it's too high, the nice thing is I can just cut it a little bit more. So that's the arc I'm going to go with on this one. So let's go ahead and cut this one. So again, just take my thumb and marking it. This one will be not quite as high as that one because I've got the straps that come across the middle here, and I want to give them room to work. I'm going to make that one higher, this one a little bit lower. I think that's about right there. Just going to put this here. And let's put that like that. I'm going to take a tube right here and connect these two so they don't move, because this is going to probably have the most weight on it. So you can kind of see my idea here. You got the low one here. This one is a little bit higher than that one. And then down here, these are very close to the same height. This one's a little bit higher, I think. But you can kind of get the idea now. I'm just creating a ribbed framing to kind of keep that cover elevated enough that it doesn't pool water. These tubes here will make these connectors 11.5 inches. I'm going to measure out 11.5. I'm going to mark that with my thumb. So that's 11.5 inches. And what I'm going to do here is just use this to connect these two tubes. That's already more stable. Let's go to the other side and mark 11.5 inches. So let me mark 11.5 on this one. My thumb there. All right, there's another 11.5 inch tube. I'm going to put this in here. Cool. So let me go ahead and cut some of these tubes to give some extra support, because that does seem to be helping, just kind of holding them together. I'm going to do 4 inches each, just an arbitrary number. I've already got this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 2 for over there. I need 2 for up front. All right. So what have I got? So I've got 2 for there, 2 for there, 2 for here, 2 for here, and 2 for here. Now this one I'm not going to worry about because it has such an angle and it's actually being supported by the trolling motor. So this one I'm going to leave just as it is because it's going at that angle and I don't need any kind of base support. Now I'm just going to simply put these in the bottom T connector and see what that does. Yeah, I think that definitely helps. Let's just walk down the boat here. Yeah, that definitely gives it more stability. That's not going anywhere. That is solid. Good deal. Go ahead and do these. Now that is definitely much more stable. Oh yeah, much better. Got 2 more here. And last but not least, 2 down here. Now you can see my idea of the frame. This is coming from the motor end, obviously. Let's see what happens when I put the cover on. What have I got? I think these need to come forward a little bit. That's why it's not super tight yet. I didn't know exactly where the middle was, so I should have marked that better. These need to come forward a little bit. Probably want them to be right about on my rear view mirror. So let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's much better. This might be an issue right here. You can see how that allows it to pool right there. So I may need one more right here to go across. But all of this feels pretty good. This should all, and up here was a problem, but that should all run off now. So this may be, I may need one more post here. I think I do actually. So now you can see, whereas before I had the big dips and the humps, you know, I can see some areas where it's a little bit loose, and that's when you get into a problem. But I can always add another tube if I need to. we'll get a rainstorm here, I think tonight, if not later on today. And I'll come out with the camera and I'll let you all see how this worked and then the adjustments I need to make. And the nice thing is, when I'm going fishing, all I have to do is I can take those tubes out, lay them down here on the ground, and then when I'm done, put them back on, pull the cover on, and I don't have to worry about rain collecting on my cover, which is a pain. All right guys, thanks for watching this part, and let's see what happens after the rainstorm. Well, hello all you wonderful people. This is the day after the storm, and I want to see how my cover did. And on this side, we are dry. So that framing has worked for the right hand side of the boat. Now let's go to the other side of the boat, and not as good as results over there. Okay, so we've got two areas that I've got to figure out, and I think what I'll need to do, I've got this one rib here, so I'll need to make another one to come over top of the seat, and that'll lift this up. So I need one more there, a rib here, and I've got one that goes across there, and I'm going to need one right across here to lift this up and make it more firm. And then that takes care of that. So I need two more PVC pipes, 1/2-inch PVC pipes, 4 more of the T connectors, and that's it. And I tell you right now, it's so much better already. And what I'll do, I'll connect these two, so there'll be just basically one here with 2 of the PVC pipes. I really can't connect here, so I'll have to have just a single there. Overall, 90% successful with the first try, so I'm not going to complain about that. A very easy DIY project. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. And I will just say thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.